Ninja Gaiden Sigma is a game that reminds me of how good gaming used to be. Like, it's transportive in a way. It brings me back to a time when I was in my formative years. Like, when gaming was for gamers, when games were made for gamers, when it catered to our tastes, to gamers' tastes. The mid 2000s into the kind of late 2000s. I wasn't really around for the 90s, but you could fit that in there as well. And what's funny is I didn't play this game at release. This game came out in 2004, 2000, the original. And then Black came out 2005, Sigma later in 2007. I played this, this past year for the first time when I got the Master Collection, and it still gave me that feeling of nostalgia. It gave me a feeling of that those times when I was, a young kid playing games, going into these fantastical worlds, experiencing, all these different mechanics, all these different stories, all these different types of gameplay, and it doesn't feel like it's truly, rose-tinted glasses, because that's what a lot of people will say. People will say that, well, you're only enjoying these old games because you have nostalgia for you, rose-tinted glasses. There's a lot of problems with these games, but that's the thing. I didn't play this back then, so I can't have true nostalgia for it, but I still have that nostalgic feeling because it still represents a game from that era. And I think these games are important. I think they're important to play in an age of, modern gaming, which, let's be real, it's mostly shit. It's mostly filled with just garbage practices, anti-consumer practices. These companies don't make games for gamers anymore. They're too concerned with, pushing whatever agenda they have, or they're too concerned with just pushing a particular type of product. Like, these are soulless types of games, and it's not everything. I don't want to be the guy that says, well, all modern gaming is just shit, because that's not true either. But I think, going back and experiencing these classics, like Ninja Gaiden Sigma, is important to get a better understanding of, what we truly had and what's truly been sort of forgotten. Like, this is a a hardcore game. Like, it doesn't fuck around. Like, you're gonna have to, figure out how to play this game. You notice when it started, like, there's no tutorial. There's nothing telling you what to do. And, that's mostly due to, the original had a instruction manual included in the game that would show you what the controls are and everything. But in a way, playing this for the first time last year without having that, kind of threw me for a loop. I had to figure out, like, how do you block? How do you attack? What's going on? Like, enemy attacks you immediately. It's letting you know that we're not fucking around here. We want you to, figure out how to overcome these obstacles. And while it may feel, daunting and overwhelming, and it may feel even bullshit at times, it's letting you know that, well, this is the first stage. This is the tutorial stage. Like, imagine that. Imagine a tutorial stage that is this overwhelming. Like, you can see how brutal the combat gets. And I miss that. I think this game, really wants to test your limits. And we don't really get many of these character action games anymore. Ninja Gaiden 4 recently came out, but even that I don't think has the kind of vibe that this game has, that early to mid 2000s vibe. So yeah, I think I really like this game. I really like the Ninja Gaiden series But this one does feel really special. It feels very it feels different to kind of the other ones. Like, all the Ninja Gaiden games play differently, but this one is very kind of technical. It's methodical. It's defensive. You need to guard. You need to protect yourself. You need to assess situations and find a way to get out of them. Like, there's no execution techniques. There's no obliteration techniques. You have to just take everybody out. And it challenges you to do that, with multiple enemies coming after you, pushing you into corners. You can see me getting pushed around, backed into corners, but you have to find a way out of that. You have to roll. You have to time your dodges and, effectively, or you're going to get tagged. You're going to get hit. You can see that happening to me as I get juggled. And I miss this kind of intensity. And, I don't play a lot of modern games anymore for that reason, but I miss this kind of intensity and this kind of, stress almost, in a way. It's not really that stressful, but these games really, make me wanting more. It's kind of a testament to how good this game is, because it made me want to try the others. So since I had the Master Collection, I could easily jump right into Sigma 2, which isn't my favorite, but it's still a quality game. Certainly not, out of all the versions of Ninja Gaiden 2, I mean, it's certainly the worst, but still a quality game. And then, along with the Master Collection, I got Razor's Edge, which I think is a fun game. It has good combat. It's still not the best, but playing through all of those and experiencing this franchise for the first time in 2025, 2 decades after Ninja Gaiden Black originally released, and I still had that feeling of playing a game when I was, a young kid in the, mid 2000s, late 2000s, playing Xbox 360, and it was a good feeling, and that's kind of why I wanted to talk about it, because it provided a good feeling in times where, people are blackpilling, like crazy shit's going on. It's good to, return to kind of those gaming roots. And if you're, a younger person that really, never even got to experience that, you can go and play these games. Like, a lot of them are available, and they're worth your time, especially if you're looking for something that is gonna feel like a game that is catered to you, a game that makes you feel like a baller, like a badass, that's going to challenge you, that you can tell the developers, intended for this to be made and played by gamers, not by activists, not by these fake corporate shills. They wanted you to have a good experience and a good time with this. So, going through this first level kind of tests all of your, the abilities that you currently have. You can see the trolling bats. We have some, you're going to get trolled. This game's going to cheat. It's going to screw with you, but you know what? It's all in good fun. It's all part of the experience. It's not going to kill you, but, it's a little troll. You can see a little fun being injected into this by the developers, that, you think you're opening a chest, and it's basically a mimic. Another thing I like about this game is, I'm a fan of, many character action games, but something that this has, that's something that deprioritizes over something like Devil May Cry, even Bayonetta, which I know are the two that everyone brings up, so I'm kind of repeating everyone else's kind of talking points. But what I want to say is that this game is much more, it's less focused on strict style and more focused on getting through these encounters, with the tool set that you have available. There's still a ranking system, which I think is awesome that it's part of it. It's something that Sigma 2 and 2 Black didn't include. Something that Razor's Edge and thankfully Ninja Gaiden 4 did bring back, the ranking. But it's not on screen. It's not in your face. It's a background thing. It's to show you how well you played after the fact, and it's to push you to continue to improve your gameplay. There's no style meter in this game. There's nothing to really incentivize style other than your own internal kind of want, I guess. I don't know how else to put it. I'm losing my train of thought here. Your internal motivation. There's no real reason to do it, but you want to look cool. You want to be cool. This game wants you to feel cool, and that is incentive enough. That should push you to want to try, different types of combos, different types of moves, to style on your enemies when you can, because it's fun. That's a huge part of it. Like, you want to have a good time playing this game and playing any game. And Sigma, to me, is just one of those games that I can go back to, I can play. I haven't played it a ton. I've played mostly 2 Black and Ninja Gaiden 4. But this one, especially with this mod, Ninja Gaiden Sigma Black, which is fantastic, which is a overhaul mod to the aesthetics of Ninja Gaiden Sigma. Because Ninja Gaiden Sigma and Ninja Gaiden Black have different aesthetic kind of changes. They have different types. They have different art styles. They have different UIs. The HUD is a little different. So this mod allows you to completely customize the game to your taste. Completely customize it to how you want it to look. I have a lot of the Ninja Gaiden Black coloring. It's a little more... it's less saturated. There's less bloom going on, which I think looks a lot better. Something that Sigma added was a lot of saturation and bloom with a custom UI that resembles Ninja Gaiden Black's UI. However, maintaining the character models that were updated in Ninja Gaiden Sigma. The Black Spider Ninja got an update, which I particularly enjoy. I think they look really good. So that's what's great about the mod, is it is truly Sigma Black. It is a customizable mod, almost like a fusion of both games. Whereas gameplay is same. The gameplay is still Ninja Gaiden Sigma. So if that's a problem for you, then this mod's not going to help. But with the aesthetic changes, it still gives me kind of that feeling of playing Ninja Gaiden Black, but with the changes that Sigma made, which for the most part I enjoy. I think they are fine and not really out of the question. That depends on who you talk to, though. But for me, what's important is, the combat, the experience of playing this game, and the feeling of playing something that is catered to me, to a gamer. And that's something I would wanted to share with, especially people, like I said, that never got to experience it, that maybe are kind of black-pilled on a lot of things, that are struggling. You can play this. You can get this on PC. It's available on everything. Obviously, you need PC for the mod, but otherwise, you can experience classic mid-2000s action gaming, just gaming in general, and feel kind of that feeling of respect, of playing something that respects you, that really wants you to enjoy yourself and not feel like you're getting pushed a message, that you're being pushed an agenda. Because that's what's going on right now. That's what a lot of gaming is still doing. Despite things improving, there's still a lot of garbage that's just pushing agendas and pushing, young people to just be demoralized and just not feel like there's anything out there that is catering to their taste and catering to what they want. And that's not something I want people to be, constantly experiencing. I don't want people to feel like they're demoralized, because I felt that way. So it is, you know, hopefully my pleasure to introduce you to this classic game that I feel is, you know, fantastic and will certainly not waste your time. A game that, you know, will make you feel like it's those, you know, peak era days of gaming that I think have been somewhat forgotten by the greater industry. So, you know, I hope you enjoy the gameplay, enjoy the commentary. I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.